Going very, very sparkly for Chanel. I love this a lot. Graphite nail varnish. Ultra chic. Brilliant if you're actually just wearing quite a plain outfit, or maybe just, you know, a little black dress or something for an event, especially over Christmas. It's just amazing. And then really having quite statement nails. And they're not really big chunks of glitter, so they still look quite sophisticated and chic. And then on the eyes, a lot of people have asked me to review this. This is the Illusion d'Ombre, and I don't know whether you can see that there. It almost looks like a bouncy type of foam or something. But this is in Mirifique, and it's a black kind of cream or gel eyeshadow. It's a really strange texture, like a mousse or something. It comes with a little Chanel brush. It's hidden away in there. But I actually think that fingertips are probably the best way to apply this. I'm going to use the brush just to start with, just to show you. And then we'll move on to fingertips to blend it out. You actually need to move surprisingly fast with this because it sets quite quickly and then it just doesn't budge. So I'm going to apply it to the lid up to the crease using the brush, and then I'm very quickly going to blend it out with my fingertips. So if you can see the texture of that there, it's really fun to use. And because it's got this intense shimmer, it's not too scary. It's not like a jet black that just absorbs all the light and makes you look like you're dead. It's actually got a nice kind of lift to it, really. So I'm just smudging that out, but as you can see, it's pretty much already set in place. Just going to smoke it out very slightly. And that's so simple, just because it's a great product. And a really nice texture. It just makes it really easy to create a sexy nighttime eye. And then using the thin edge of the brush, I'm just taking it underneath the eye like an eyeliner. And that's it, the finished eye. Obviously I'm going to do the other one, but it's really so simple. And there you have it, just a very chic, quick eye, perfect for going to parties. You know, if you had a little pot of this at the office or wherever you are, really easy just to create an eye, even with just your fingertips. Smudge it over the lids. You have to be a little bit careful because it can get a bit messy, especially in this shade. But there's some wonderful other shades as well, silvery shades that would be a lot easier to use. So there we go, my sparkly Chanel look, very festive. Don't know whether it's more holiday than autumn winter, but there we go. I'm absolutely in complete love with YSL's new collection. In particular, as you can probably tell from the shades that I'm wearing, the very deep blues that have got, I know it's almost like black but shot through with blue. So the nail lacquer that I'm wearing, that is 127 from the new limited edition range. And then on my eyes, I'm wearing a really deep blue eyeliner, which I've smudged out with a brush into more of a smoky eye effect. This is the False Lash Effect eyeliner, and it's a long wear cream liner, comes in a little pot like that. So again, very deep blue, almost black. I think that's called almost black actually. No, it's called Sea Black. And that matches the mascara that I'm wearing, which again almost looks black, but if you catch it in the right light you can see that it's shot through with the very deepest blue. And then just to offset that, I've decided to keep my skin very pale. I've used a touch of Touche Eclat, which is the highlighter pen, just underneath the eyebrows and underneath the eyes, just to keep the skin looking very pale and perfect. And that's in shade 2, because as you know now the Touche Eclat comes in I think 7 shades, so I want to pretty much match every skin tone. And then on the lips, I've decided to offset the whole blue thing going on with a little bit of peachy gorgeousness. And this is the Rouge Volupté Perle lipstick, which is a really soft, sheer, moisturising lipstick. This shade probably isn't the easiest shade to wear. This is 107, and this is very, very pale. But there are a number of shades, they're all really gorgeous. And then just to finish off my face, I've got two little Radiance blushes here. This one's a kind of bronzier toned one, and then a pinkier toned one. This is shade 1. So that I would take just underneath the cheekbones, just to give a soft contour. Really beautiful powder. And then just to lift the complexion very slightly, we've got the blush in number 4, I think this one is. And I'm just taking it onto the fullest part of the cheeks. Just to give a youthful little shot of colour there. And then finally the eyes again, and I will be using this in a different makeup video for definite. It's a really, really intense, I don't know, kind of thick cream. It just goes on so, so nicely. But if you take a slightly fluffier brush, bigger one, you can just blend it out and create this really easy kind of smoky eye, which has worked really well. And I think also because it's not jet black, it's got this other dimension to it and a little bit of colour. It's a little bit more modern and a little bit easier to wear than just plain blacks. So those are my favourite deep blues, sea blues, or sea blacks as they call them at YSL. And that was the YSL Autumn Winter 2011 collection. I'm going to be doing quite an intense, sultry autumnal look with Sisley, because I've got this amazing lip colour in sheer burgundy, which is quite a lot darker than I'd normally go. But then I've also got the copper tone, which is a great eye product and really very, very autumnal. And then a khaki eyeliner, just to smoke out the eyes a little bit. This is a bit darker than it looks like it's going to be, so it's quite effective at defining the eyes. And then keeping the skin very, very simple, nothing there hardly, just a little hint of colour with the Pinky Rose blush. So starting with the khaki eyeliner, I'm taking that underneath the eyes and then very close to the lash line on the top, just to really define the eyes, with a slight little flick at the edges. And I've darkened my brows down ever so slightly, not because I want dark dramatic brows, but just because with the lips and the eyes and everything going on, I don't want it suddenly to look like I've got no eyebrows and them not showing up. And they seem a little bit blonder at the moment. I don't know why, I haven't touched them, but maybe because it's end of summer and I've been in the sun. So I've just used the Sisley pencil in Shutter, and that's kind of their blonde version, and just gone over them very lightly just to give them a bit of definition. And I've taken the pencil into the waterline a little bit too. And now I'm going to be using the Copper Touch, and I'm going to use it with my fingertips, and I'm just going to smudge that into my lid. As you can see, it's really, really intense. It's got a nice creamy texture, so you could use a brush to apply it. But I just like the simplicity of just using a fingertip, really. So I'm just applying it to the lid and then blending it out at the edges. And it's just a wash of colour, so you can take it as far up to the brow as you want, as long as you're not layering it on thick. You know, keep it thick on the lid and sheer it out towards the eyebrow. You can layer this up and make it a little bit more metallic. And if you are going to layer it up, then you can just pat it on the centre of the lid so that it captures the light, and you just give the eye a little bit of shape. So I absolutely adore that Copper Touch. I just think it's very, very useful. And just a touch of colour on the cheeks just before we do lips. And then I'm going to use my sheer burgundy lip colour as a little bit of a stain. I'm going to apply it first of all from the bullet. And then I'm just patting it on to create a really nice sheer stain. Now again, you could build this up and have it as dark as you wanted to, depending on what your colouring's like. But for me it would be a little bit too much because, you know, I've got blonde hair and blue eyes and it's just not something that I particularly want to go for. But that works really, really nicely as a stain, especially with that copper intense eye. So all of that very easy to do, and a really nice full look, I think.